Welcome to Programming Rainbow. In this video, we will continue on the series of Superclock, a binary clock written in Lua and Love2D. This is video number 3, so if you're just starting out with this video, you want to go to github.com, Programming Rainbow, and it's going to be Superclock Love2D. You can clone that repository, and if you move inside of it, you'll see something like this. Now, since this is the third video, you'll want to use the code that we finished off with in the second video. So you'll want to remove these .lua files in the top level directory, and you'll want to copy these video 2 Lua files into the top level directory so that you'll be where we're starting off with in this video. So let me just show you where we ended off with. We have this binary clock. It's in a vertical state. It's got seconds on the right, minutes in the middle, and hours on the left. It's got colors to it. We can change it to a black and white though. We can also change it to using the numeric values instead of rectangles, and they can also be color black and white. So in this video, we will be changing the layout. So we will add a horizontal layout and a hybrid layout. We will also be able to make it where you can make the clock small or big. So those will be the two things that we're adding in this video, and we'll be able to wrap it up then. So we've been working with all of these constants here, and we're setting up these tables of where the X and Y coordinates should be when we're drawing the minutes, hours, and seconds. And we're using all these constants. We're going to have to move away from this. We also want to be able to have different layouts. So this is basically one layout. So we want to kind of have a function that does this. And I'm going to move this function out into another file. Because I'm going to be renaming all of this stuff something else, it's easier to work with these shorter constant names right now. So I kind of want to use these initially to set up what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to duplicate this and then comment it out. So we got it duplicated. And I'll just put it above it. Because the layout that we're using is actually the middle layout. It's actually the second layout we're using. But the third layout and this layout are very similar. One is horizontal and one is vertical. So we already got the vertical one. We just need to make the horizontal one. And the way that we can do this is just by, if we look here, if we just flip the X and Y, we're going to get the horizontal version. And the X's are not changing. So in the hours, the X's are all the same. It's just border. And then in minutes, the X's are border plus size plus border plus separator, but it's all the same all throughout. It never changes. It's the Y that changes. And then on the S's, it's again changed, but it's the same throughout. So I'm going to use this to flip these. I don't know any super fancy way of flipping them, so what I'm just going to do is a search and replace. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So let's try it with this one. I'm just going to select this right here. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of border comma. I'm going to get rid of it. And then the borders, so these here, I'm going to delete these basically. And then these borders that remain, I'm going to tack onto them a comma and border again. So and it's going to switch them. So check this out. We have S, and I want to make sure I'm selecting them. So border comma. We can even take the space, and I'm going to turn it into nothing. Okay, now I'm going to select this again, and I know the thing that I want to add on to the other side of border is border. So border is at the end here, and I want to add a comma and another border. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say border to get it back, comma, space, border. Okay, so that is flip these two around. Basically, the border that was here is now over here. So that was good enough. So I'm going to do the same thing here. So this one is size border separator. Okay. I'm going to get that comma and space in there too. So it was size border separator. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to do the border to get it. I got to retype in. And I'm going to put a comma space, and I'm going to do size plus border plus, whoops, plus separator. That should be that. Okay, so same thing down here, it's just longer. So I need this whole long line, and then I'm going to flip it on the other side. So this one's going to be size times 2. Oops, did not like that. Why did it not like that? Can we escape it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can just escape it by putting a backslash in front of it. Because it was probably acting as some kind of wild card or something. Or another. So I got to escape this one too. And 2, comma. Okay, so this one is size times 2 plus border plus separator times 2. Okay. So it was size 2, size times 2 plus border. It lets me use the times now in the string, but it doesn't. It lets me do it in the replace, but not the search. Time 2 plus border plus separator. And times 2 separator. That should be correct, hopefully. So I've commented out the other one. So this should be the active one right now. So we should get a horizontal version if I haven't messed it up too bad. So we're almost there. What we did is we're actually drawing it horizontally, but our window is not correct, our window size. So we are setting the window size here. I'm going to yank this and put it up here with the commented out version because it kind of belongs with that one. And down here, I'm going to change this. So basically, this is backwards. So let's just grab this right here, delete that, and put it on the other side. Okay, so that should set the window. There we go. Okay, so seconds should be on the bottom, minutes, and then hours, and it looks correct. Okay, so that's the horizontal and vertical versions. And we are going to be doing more stuff to scale and everything, but I kind of want to get the hybrid one. The hybrid, there's no way to just, we just have to write it. So I'm going to copy it again. I don't know how much of this will be usable when I copy it again. This is all kind of just brute forcing it. So up here, I'm going to comment this one out. So what we want to happen here is this hybrid style. So I want border and then border plus size. Yeah. This is going to be borders. The first 4 border. All right. So basically we're going to have 4 that are just right on the left side, and then we're going to have 4 more that are beside them that are going to be one over from it. So the Y is going to be slightly different. It's going to be border and then yeah, size plus border. Okay. Like that. I think it'll be the same here. And then this will be size times 2 plus border. And this will be size. This top one here shouldn't be, should just be border. So yeah. So basically the first 4 are all the way on the left. The next 4 are one in. And then we have the top, we have the one beneath it, one beneath that, so it's going down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 plus border. So it's going to look something like that. And then this is going to repeat, except we're just going to be adding x's and spacers for the next one. So I'm going to yank this right here because the next one is going to look very similar. Okay. So this border plus size, so all of these are going to be border plus size times 2, whoops, times 2, border plus size times 2 plus separator right there. And they're all going to be kind of like this. And then these other ones down here are going to be um, size times 3. Okay, that should be there. And then these down here are going to be very much the same again, except so this is 2 and this is 3. And then it's going to be like 4 and 5, but we're going to double the separator as well. So I'm going to yank this one right here. And this is going to be simpler. So it's going to be 4 and then 5. But over here in the separator, it's going to be separator times 2. Because this is the seconds are the furthest right one, so it's going past 2 different separators. Almost done. This is the most tedious part of this whole thing. Okay, so now we just have the problem of this guy down here. We need to fix it. So what we're going to have is we're going to have across the x, we're going to have 6 squares. So those are size times 6. We're going to have 2 separators. So separators times 2, size by 6, and we're going to have 1 border. So this one's going to be size 6 plus border plus separator times 2. Now for the top to bottom, it's just going to be border and then size times 4. Yeah, that should work. Let's try that. Looks like there's something wrong with here. Yeah. So that's the very end one. It's the same on all of them, right? It is the same on all of them. What do we have going on here? This right here is not right. Should be 3. Yeah, there it is again. And here it is again. There we go. And we can try the numbers, colors. So this one is a hybrid because it goes up 4 and then the other 4 over here beside it. So these are the seconds, these are the minutes, these are the hours. Okay, so this is all very complicated right here. What we really need to do is change this. We got to move away from using these constants so that we can change the size of this. So I'm going to grab all of this and I'm going to move this into its own file. Hopefully that yanked correctly. And I'm going to call it layouts. There we go. Okay, so we have all these layouts and I want to make a function that can switch between them. So local function set layout, and I'm going to pass self in because this is really going to be a method of clock. So it's going to have self and it's going to have layout, and there'll be 3 layouts that we've already brute forced them all. So if layout equals 1, then and we're going to set the self layout equals 1. And this is actually layout 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this because I want it on top. Okay, and this is the rest of layout 1. It's going to start complaining about all these constants out here whenever I save it, and that's fine. Self and not sure why it's not indenting these. Oh, because this if statement doesn't have an end on it. Okay, now it's going to properly start complaining. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to be changing all these. I just want them in order. So we have this if right here. I'm going to change it to an else if. What I got in my notes? Yeah, it looks like it is. Two. Layout is 2. And this is the second one here. Do it from the top. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put number 2 in. And it's going to complain about all these constants. We're going to change them. And we need to add in this right here. Or is it, one did we take it from? Was it this one here then? Okay, last one. So we'll grab this here. Just want to uncomment these before grab them. Okay. So let's get rid of all this kind of nasty, it's just complaining about everything because these things don't exist and they're not going to exist because we're still going to use the constants where they need to be, but these are going to be um, using a variable instead. But we will still have need for the constants. So I'm just going to select everything. The massive file with all that. So I'm going to make all of these local variables. So we could do border, sure. And I'm going to do self underscore um, dot underscore, and then I'm going to say b size. Okay. Let's select it all again. And we could grab size. Not sure why I didn't get the other size. This will be self dot underscore size. Okay. And then I want to change the separators. There's the reason because we want to be able to multiply the size of this. So we'll do the separator, and we'll change that to self dot underscore s size. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to return this function. So the function is called set layout. And down here, set layout. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Unused function. Okay. And it's moved things around, but that's fine. We don't need to mess with this anymore. It's as long as there's no bugs in it, it's gonna be that file's gonna be done for us. So in here we have we need it as a function to call that the set layout. So we're just gonna put it above update, it looks like. And we'll do it like we did the other. So it'll be clock dot set layout equals require. I think the module name is set layout layouts. What the module name is. So we have this ability to set layouts, but we're not really doing anything with it. And what I want to do is be able to scale the size of this. So up here we did all these things where we doubled the size. I'm going to put them back because that was making it easier in the beginning for us to see this. So that should be the correct sizes. We're going to add a method that's just going to change the size. This is going to be above that. This function, and it'll be clock toggle scale. And what we need to do is we need to basically have a multiplier that we're going to take to multiply everything else. So I'm going to make a local variable. We'll call it scale equals 1. And then we can say if self underscore small. So we need this kind of Boolean. So small would be the opposite of big. I just saved it as small. Then scale equals 2. So we're initially making a local variable and setting it to 1. Then we're resetting it to 2 if we're inside this branch. Self dot small equals false because it's big now. Right? If it's in this one, it's big now, so it's no longer small. Else self dot underscore is true. Never used. Okay. So we're going to keep adding to this function. And this is where I'm going to convert the constants to those internal variables for the B size, S size, all that stuff. So I'm going to take the constant and then I'm going to have a variable that can change. So I'm going to say self.fsize, which is the font size. I'm going to say that's equal to font size times scale. So scale can either be 1 or 2. So 1 times whatever the number is the number, and 2 times it's going to be twice the size of them. And we'll do the offset. So we'll call this O size equals font. Do we not have a font offset? It's in here, isn't it? It's in draw. There's our offset right there. I'm just going to copy it. We're going to get rid of these later. Okay, so I think it's 8 by default. Remember, we were making everything twice as big. So scale. So our O size, our offset size, is going to equal font offset times scale. And we're going to have a self dot underscore D size equals digit times scale. And we'll do the border. Self D size equals border times scale. And we will just calculate size. And it's just D size times B size. and plus, yeah, decent. Yeah. We're just adding then B size. So that's the border size and the digit size. Digit size, border size equals size. And we don't need to do the scale then because we've already done it up here. This B size is defined here, and the D size is here. D size and B size. So they're already multiplied and everything else, so we don't need to add them again. And lastly, we have the separator. S size equals separator. Times 2 for our time scale. Okay, so this allows us to scale all these numbers. After we've scaled all these numbers, we need to reset the font because the font size is set up here. I'm just going to grab this, remove it from there, bring it down here. Okay, but we're not going to use font size. We're going to use self S size. Okay, so that's going to happen each time we're changing the, and then we need the layout to recalculate. Because if we look at layout, we've already established whether they're scaled 1 or 2 times, but we still need to do all these calculations. So down here, after we've done set the size, we need to then recalculate the layouts based on these new numbers. Self set layout. And we need to set it to a layout. Which layout should we set it to? Well, why don't we set it to whatever the current layout is? So we'll do self underscore layout. Yeah. So this layout didn't show up. We can set a layout in a theme. So I'm going to set a layout here. As our default. And we need to add a comma. Okay, so that size is unused. The reason why this size is unused is because this is calculated off these other two. But we don't actually use it. We use self size, and that is also calculated. So we can just get rid of this. Okay, so right now we are telling it to call set layout. No, I'm missing something. I just forgot what it was. Let's save it and run it. I definitely know there's something missing. Okay, attempting field H no value at draw 30. Okay. I have a feeling we need to run this size. What we need to do. Toggle scale, yeah. So toggle scale. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, yeah, let's go to the big size. I think I know what it is, but we don't have a button to go to the big size yet. But in draw, we are still using these digit size, and these are not right. And it's up here too. The offset, none of these are correct anymore. So I'm going to select the whole thing. And we know we need to change the digit to self D size. So digit, and then it's going to change to self dot underscore D size. Okay. And the other thing that we need to change is the font offset. I'm just going to select all of them again. Font offset. So, and I think it's O size, offset size. Okay, I'm just going to save this. That should fix the one, although we're not toggling anymore. So I'm going to get rid of those two. We don't have a key set for toggling. That looks good there. Okay, now it's being displayed correctly. Okay. But we can't press the B button to make it bigger yet because we didn't set that up. So this has been scrolled. So in main, yeah, it's all the way down at the bottom. Else if key equals B, then, and we'll do the clock toggle scale. That's what it's called. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's working. Now we have these other layouts, but we have nowhere to change them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add these right here. I'm going to make more of them. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see if we can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're setting the theme. So the theme on all of these should be, the first 3 should be 2, or should be 1 for the first, and then the second 3 it should be 2. But we need to set something else. So the theme is the blocks or the numbers. So the first 3 are going to be different shapes of just the rectangles, the blocks. The second 3, 4, 5, and 6 are going to be the numeric version. So the style, the theme on these is 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 2. Okay, but the layout is also going to change. So let's go clock. Set layout. And the layout is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this one here. Okay, so when the theme changes, we're still doing the 1, 2, 3 again. So we got the layout 1, layout 2, layout here should be 3. And this layout is going to be 1 again. Peace. 2, and 3. Okay, let's see if these buttons work. So I'm going to make it bigger. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 didn't work. 1, that's correct. 2, correct. 3 didn't work. 1 is layout 1. Okay, so there's something wrong with layout 3. Or how it's selecting layout 3. Let's check that. Could just be not being able to select it. See, here it is. It's 2. I think it's 2 twice. Yep, it's 2 twice. So there's a little mistake here. This should be a 3. So a normal layout, there's our tall layout, there's a wide, yep. There's our numbers, I'll make it bigger. And there's the tall, and there's the other one. Okay, and the color, black and white. And we can make it big and small. Okay, so all of that, this file should be done. We shouldn't need to mess with this anymore. The layouts. And drawing, nothing has changed here. Okay, in the main key, we have escape to close. We got 1 through 6 to change the theme. We have space that shows the time. C is color. B is for scaling things. We got font size and offset. We have digit, border, separator, and title. Yeah. Let's see what's there now. It is already colored now. True. And we'll put the comma where it needs to be. So we're toggling the color. I see. Okay. We've toggled the color there. I think that's about it. So it looks like we got everything. Let's open it up again. So that's main theme. There's the tall theme. There's the wide theme. There's the main theme with the numbers. Tall, wide. There's color. Let's see if they look like they're spaced correctly. Pretty much, yeah. We make it bigger. Do the same again. And the time is there. Yes, it is. Okay. So yeah, I think that's about everything. So you can play around with this. You can add your own things or change the color to however you want or change the size of it, whatever you would like to do. So I hope that was educational. That is going to wrap it up for this one. That is a super clock. It's just a binary clock. It's fun doing different things, changing the screen, changing the mode of the window, scaling things, different color options, things like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and or it was entertaining, and have a good day. Bye.